Alright, here we go.
Alright, welcome back everyone. This is going to be another Koth game brought to us by SC2SEA.com. It's going to be Yoz versus Oxygen in a TVT matchup on IC Cup Enigma. We're about 10 games into it. This will be one of the last few of the night, I think. In the meantime, we're going to have Oxygen spawning as the blue Terran down the bottom. And Yoz spawning as the red Terran up the top. And here we go.
Okay, it looks like we will be seeing a TVT match, which will be really, really awesome. And it's going to be about, the closest positions possible with this sort of map, which is very mirrored. It should be pretty interesting. I would like to see some sort of heavy airplay in this sort of map, because taking the ground is going to be really weird, because you're going to have a lot of easy-to-turtle positions, but one small step from an opposing player and they can just lose the game. It's a problem with TVT at the moment. If you accidentally move the siege tanks forward a bit too much, you just die and stuff like that. This should be pretty good. Oxygen is a really, really well-known Australian player. He's really, really good. He's been winning a lot of things like that. Was I also right in saying that he also beat Glade and a few other really good players in the C Invitational way back? Way back in the
Blizzard Invitational? Yeah, he did. But really, his strats are really only that effective most of the time because no one's seen him before. Once people start playing him for the second and third games, people catch on, and it's not it's not as effective. But still, he does it pretty well. He's still got a few weird things that come out. But over the course of time, if he doesn't start to learn to play more standard, he's going to fall further and further down the ladder rankings. But anyway,
it looks like Yoz will be building a wall, and it's very friendly towards putting a reactor or a tech lab down. However, it's really strange that he makes this build order, this building placement, because you really don't need to SimCity much in TVT, unless you're expecting some sort of all-in rush or something. But I really wouldn't expect it, unless he was metagaming a bit and thinking that Oxygen will be doing that sort of crappy sort of proxy or some really sort of four barracks all-in sort of play. So, I don't know, it should be interesting. Just standard play by both players, besides from the SimCitying. Barracks are finishing up for Yoz a fraction earlier than Oxygen. He must have grabbed it on 11 just to be safe. So it looks like he's ultra defensive, this Yoz person. He will be scouting last, however, but it looks like Oxygen will be getting the first scout in, and the wall-in finishes just before the scout gets inside. Really fun, really awesome work by Yoz. Very lucky that the scout did not get in. However, he will see all that he needs to see from the wall-in. Not much difference. The Marine does pop out and he's microing. He may kill the SCV, but he just gets out of Yoz's reach. Oxygen will escape away with an SCV alive. Also, we've got a factory coming down, so it'll be a standard 1-on-1 build so far by Oxygen. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Perhaps a little early on the factory, before the just before the orbital command finishes. Not too bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty standard stuff so far. There is a factory coming down for Oxygen. Nothing yet for Yoz. I'm kind of surprised he's waiting this long. I think he's either going for a few more Marauders or something, but that's a really fast factory. I'm kind of surprised.
He's going for a really fast factory, but Yoz is looking like he will be going for a fast expand build. He has a build up of 400 minerals so far. Unless his macro is really awful, he has a purpose to this, I'm sure. It's kind of funny that he has it. He may even be building a prox. It wouldn't surprise me if he builds a command center down here where he's scouting now, which would be a really awesome bet.
5 racks, okay.
Okay. Oh, interestingly enough, he's building them all at the same time, so it's not a bad for the timing thing, but he will be putting them in a position where he cannot get tech labs on them or anything. So we'll be seeing an all-in Marine attack, I would expect, at the moment, unless he does something absurdly different. Am I right in the position where he will not be able to get tech labs down on most of them?
He won't be able to get tech labs down on anything except the one fire on the right. But I'd say this is more of a Marine all-in with Marauders out of the first one. But really, if Oxygen goes for early tanks, that could really screw him over. But
it looks like Oxygen probably will be. He does have a tech lab on the siege tank. He is going for a very standard TVT opening. There is going to be a medevac, probably going to do maybe a little cute drop with these Marines at the back of the mineral line. It's always a good bet with your first 2 Marines and your first medevac if you get them before the Viking. Also, we do have a Hellion popping out first as well. Not bad while he stockpiles gas for his siege tanks, I would expect, unless he's doing something pretty strange. Looks like a Marine all-in from Yoz. I'm not such of a big fan of this. I don't think it will work, especially against the standard opening. Unless he does it really soon, yeah, I'm not a huge fan. However, it looks like Oxygen will be going for a really early drop. Very good play, getting everything just enough to fit in the medevac. Nothing else building at this stage. He really should start building tanks. He is swapping the starport over, however, to get a reactor on it. Very cool by...
Cootie lagging.
By Oxygen, ask him to leave. I'll
don't worry about it. He's fine now. Anyway, we do have lots of Marines pouring out here for Yoz.
Stim has almost finished. However, there will be this drop in the back, man, and it will scatter. Just look at how long the air distance is as well. Like, this is really uncommon. How far it is. So it makes a huge difference with these sorts of drops in the timings. It looks like Siege Tech and Siege Tanks have started, and an expansion by Oxygen. At the moment, I'm really enjoying the way Oxygen's playing. It's really different than the way he seems to play normally. Drop coming out now. He will have a few drains. He should be focused finding the Mule first, I would expect. However,
loses 2, but there's so many Marines, it's not going to matter. He's going to have to back off.
Yeah, he's definitely backing off, but he will see that there is this huge amount of Marines, and he will scout these 5 barracks. Oh, no, he won't. He's just going to be...
No, he's seen it.
He's going to see them, alright. He's going to see them, alright. And he's going to see so many of them, and he will know. He will build extra siege tanks, and he will not expand first, I would expect. Siege Tech has finished. This will be lights out for this sort of push all in. I think the only bet Yoz would have now is to push that right now, and I don't think he's going to get that lucky. He's going to have to focus on the siege tanks, and he will take heavy losses at the moment. Yeah. So, looks like the command center will be finishing for Oxygen, and at the moment, yeah, I definitely favour Oxygen, unless this push gets quite lucky. Stim has finished, however, so we could be seeing some really good focus fight. Looks like, I think Oxygen has his second tank out. This will be lights out. He can now one-hit the Marines, so it will be really hard for Yoz to do very much. As long as he spaces the 2 siege tanks out to make it impossible to get through, it will be really hard to deal with. Second factory going down, so he will be pumping out some more siege tanks. Really good bet by him. More Marines coming in, even stimming to get on their way there. This siege tank, however, is not siege until now, but it looks like he will be taking huge damage. Most of these Marines will be going down. Oh, it's very close. However, Yoz gets very lucky, in my opinion, surviving with 4 Marines. These SCVs coming off the line, and he will defend this push. Oxygen very well. This is going to be GG, I would expect. However, no, it looks like Yoz has a lot more Marines coming, more than expected. So this sort of all-in will not be doing very well if he can't get these siege tanks down. Once his siege tank starts living, it's going to be very hard for him to deal with. He's not getting the shots off, and I'm going to bounce back over to you, Elsevier, because I'm cutting you off like nothing else.
No, that's alright. Oxygen barely lost that tank there. Since the tank nerf, the tanks do take a lot more time to kill these Marines. It's kind of frustrating for us, a Terran player, to see, but it looks like there's more Marines down at the bottom of the ramp, and Yoz also expanding at the same time, so he's doing okay.
Oh, God, he's going to be caught in a really bad position. I'm not sure if he can actually defend this. However, the SCVs are trying to repair it, but to no avail. However, he does almost micro that siege tank out of it. Really surprised at how well the siege tank did there. Siege tank should be sieging up just behind this expansion, but it seems like he's just going to unsiege for now. Sieging up would be a good bet right about now when he has this window of opportunity. Very good bet by Oxygen, absolutely reading my mind. Check if he's not on the stream, because it wouldn't surprise me if he is.
No, he doesn't do that kind of stuff. But we'll see more stuff coming out for Yoz.
Yeah, I was joking. So the 2 bunkers are being put down in a position where it will cover this siege tank. Very good placement by Oxygen. Really smart play by him. Expansion coming down by Yoz. Very mindful play by Yoz. This seems to be working out better than expected for him. Units lost is about equal. However, it looks like Oxygen is actually lost a few more units than him, which I find surprising. Probably from the SCV all-in defend. Once these Marines get in the bunker, it's going to be pretty hard for them to be killed. However, this siege tank is going to get pretty good positioning on the on the end of the ramp. However, the Marines are very good about getting towards the siege tanks where there is a blind spot. Looks like these Marine is just going to try and kill the siege tank, but the SCVs are all around it. Very good thinking by Oxygen. He's got very good siege tank placement. However, it looks like Yoz is going for a double expand. Man, this guy has a sack. He really knows what he's doing. He seems to really have the guts to do whatever he really wants. He seems to be very not really, like, really weird play, like, not safe, taking a lot of risks and sort of that, and I really like seeing that from a caster. So it looks like he's going to get Tech Labs down. He's going for Marauders. That is a really good bet to Tech 2 right about now. He does have Stem, which is really good. He just needs to get concussive shots, which even then he doesn't really need. He's probably going to go get the Zolmaga Watchtowers just to be safe, and these siege tanks have to kill the natural for Oxygen, but at the moment he will be quite far behind. Just because of the double expand will start taking effect pretty soon. Looks like he's going to spam mules from Yoz and macro up for a while, just pumping out. He's not building any more barracks at this stage in time. Probably a good bet while he is getting lots of Marauders. However, Oxygen will scout that there is this expansion down, but he will see the Marines and the Marauders moving, so he'll either expect an attack or know that he has taken a third. Looks like there's the siege tanks coming out just for Oxygen's so he's just getting an engineering bay and pumping out more siege tanks and more barracks coming down. So a pretty good player by Oxygen. He's on the back foot, but he's defending quite well. Looks like Yoz does have his expansion just coming up now. He's third, and it looks like his Zolmaga Watchtower control is pretty decent. He's doing a little bit of a scout just for any proxies, which is really good play by